All right, let's do this, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Attack the Talk podcast. I'm your host, AJ, and of course, joining me is...
I am Lexi.
What's up, Lex? How are you doing today?
I am doing much better.
Much better.
Much
I like
better,
that. Much better is better than just better.
Yeah.
It's much better.
Much better.
You know? Could be worse.
It definitely could be.
But you're much better.
But I am much better.
So that's awesome. I love to hear it. Anything exciting this week? Anything fun? Anything terrible you want to get off your chest?
I know. Let me tell you guys.
What do we got going on this week? It's just like the pause that everybody do.
Literally, the pause is the right one. My team, we're supposed to be going to Arizona. Oh, hey, thank you for asking.
What's up?
Thank you for asking.
How was the concussion?
We're supposed to be going to Arizona for games this weekend, but I don't even know if I'm going because I can't even really watch volleyball. Because the eye tracking activates my symptoms. So like if I went, there'd be no point. Like I haven't been going. I went to one practice.
And you felt the effects of it?
I had to like be on my laptop doing homework the whole time.
Yeesh.
It was like I can't do loud noises. That activates my symptoms. So it's just like it's really easy to aggravate my brain right now. But it's fine.
Oh well, at least things are improving.
Yeah.
At least you're good.
I went to the flea market today.
Well, there you go. That's cool.
And that was fun.
Yeah, flea market. Hell yeah, that's cool. But thank you so much, SB, for asking.
Yeah,
how are you doing, SB? We want to know, how are you doing? We hope that you had a good week. Hope that you're having a good weekend. Thank you so much for joining us. But please let us know, how are you doing?
What about you? How are you?
You know what? I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, good weekend. Had some friends over yesterday. Watched the UFC fights.
Okay.
Was watching the Super Bowl. And decided there's more important matters.
Yeah.
Get to talk about some AOT.
Decided that we're in the Kenny arc.
Yeah. And but yeah, it's been a really good weekend. It was a really productive week of work. So I'm doing really, really good. Thank you so much for asking.
Good.
But yeah, so here we are. We're back, and we're going to talk about some AOT. We're going to continue on with the journey. We were introduced to a very interesting character last week, and that character being Kenny Ackerman. And we're going to go ahead and pick up right where we left off as soon as we talk about, of course, the episode, and that episode being Season 3, Episode 2. The episode's name is Pain. Ooh, Pain. And this will be part 1 of our discussion. And yeah, we'll get to that shortly. We'll get, of course, into the poll results and the Q&A and the responses. We got a few of them, again, to talk about, which is a lot of fun.
Yay!
But before we get into all that, SB's telling us that she's doing awesome. She says, thank you for asking. And this is the best part of my weekend. Wow.
Aww.
Wow.
That's so sweet.
That is the sweetest thing ever, SB.
Thank
oh my
you,
gosh.
SB.
You are the sweetest thing ever. We, again, just, I say it a lot, and I'm going to say it again like 20 times as we get to a close. But, you know, the support that we receive from you guys is just like, it's really just so amazing. I honestly, when I think about it, I get like at a loss for words. And, you know, I'm just so amazed and so appreciative of like the bonds that we have been able to go ahead and build, you know, with our friends of the shows, you know, just because of this podcast. And you know, it's truly special. I love that, you know, AOT really brings, you know, the fans together and stuff, and, you know, we're able to go ahead and do things like this, talk about, you know, the awesome episodes, and of course talk about them with our friends. So SP, for you to say this is the best part of your weekend is it's wow. I'm so thankful.
Aww.
You know.
Well, you're the best part of this podcast. So
yeah, honestly, we talk about it where it's like, if we go ahead and just me and Lex talk about the episodes, it's fun, right? But guess what? Like when we have SB, when we have our other friends of the show join us live here when we're streaming and talk about the episodes, talk about AOT, talk about just random stuff, like that's what truly makes the podcast special.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so much more fun for us.
Oh yeah.
And like really, it's just, we really do look forward to doing this podcast live, streaming live on Twitch, because you guys get to join us. And you know, it's just, again, thank you so much, SP. We really appreciate that. And hopefully we have a lot of fun this episode. It's going to be a pretty crazy episode.
Yeah.
In terms of like this episode, episode 2 of season 3 is visually stunning. So obviously we're not going to be able to go ahead and describe how visually stunning it is, because in this episode, I know Eddie has, he's alluded to it, but we are going to see some intense, well, I wish we can see it.
I know.
But, we're going to go ahead and maybe describe, I'll do my best to describe it, but, we're going to be talking about some intense animation work of just amazing ODM gear, just like
it's
intensity.
So good.
Like literally, this is the episode where Captain Levi is trying to literally avoid Kenny and his gang.
Like maneuvering his way through with ODM gear, like that. These scenes.
Yeah, and it's incredible, visually stunning. I can only imagine how much work really put into just creating the whole sequence, because it doesn't happen just once in this episode. It happens a few times.
Yeah.
Again, I wish that we would be able to really explain and really describe how visually stunning it is, but like words can only do so much. It's like when you actually see with your eyes, it's just wow, just mind-blowing. And just huge shout out to the animators and everybody involved for creating such amazing content for us fans. It's incredible. But yeah, this is going to be a fun episode. Obviously, we're going to get our first Kenny versus Levi action. Yeah. And that should be very exciting. We get what it feels like is going to be an old-fashioned kind of Western, one-on-one. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I've been trying to work on my Kenny.
I think the Kenny's fine. It's when you have to like go between so many other voices at the same time. It's just
suddenly just go ahead and switch voices. Oh, Eddie, what's up, dude? Yeah, Kenny versus Levi. That's what we're gonna talk about today. And I'm gonna ask you the same thing, Eddie.
Kenny arc.
Hope you're doing well. Please let us know, my friend. How have you been? If you had a good week, how's the weekend going? Please let us know. We'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for joining us. Big episode, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I don't know if you heard me just a few minutes ago talk about how this episode is the episode where the ODM sequences is intense and just visually stunning. And I know that you have talked about it before, about just trying to imagine trying to recreate that live action. Like that's gonna make or break. I feel like. Like if you can go ahead and really execute good ODM sequences in live action, like wow, like that is such a big start.
Could definitely make a movie,
right? I know that there's been some like fan made stuff, and there's one in particular that is like again just like beautiful, right? Where it's like okay, I could see a live action happening because of this fan made, crazy ODM.
Probably made it look a little more realistic.
But yeah, so this is the episode. Yeah, of course, disclaimer for everybody who isn't aware already, but the disclaimer being spoiler warning, because we always talk about them. Spoilers are fun to talk about. We have the story and how it unfolds all in front of us, and we know how certain things play out. We're gonna get to another little cliffhanger at the end of this episode, but we know how it plays out, and so we'll be talking about some spoiler stuff. Eddie's chiming in, saying, "Hey, if Spider-Man swinging is possible on the big screen, why not, right?"
Yeah,
and that's
true.
exactly true.
Why not?
Yeah, because I mean,
and that's visually stunning. Why can't that be utilized? Obviously without creating some like motion sickness.
I know. I don't think you wouldn't be able to go ahead and
I don't know
and deal with that right now on the big screen, huh? First off, even being in a movie would be difficult for you right now. But can you imagine being and watching a movie where you have to like you have to like pay attention to where some of these scouts are going?
I like compare that to like an Avatar, the whole flying stuff. Like that was amazing. And I know people that are like really like they get like motion sick really easily. So like that has like made them puke, like watching the first Avatar, or like Quidditch in Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, Quidditch.
Like that's a whole lot of, and that also made them puke. And like I was able to watch all that fine. Yeah. And I was able to watch Avatar 2 in 3D. So given I really, really wanted myself to, because I love Avatar. Maybe Quidditch is a little different. If there was like a Quidditch ride, I don't know if I would be able to do that. But
Yeah, Quidditch would be tough to try to follow with the concussion. But I think the one movie that I can think of that actually had a like legit warning as you go up to like the ticket booth, you want to purchase tickets for this movie, was the first Cloverfield movie, because it was all shot with the perspective of like the all
of it was
the
hand
camera,
shot.
right?
Yeah.
And there's certain
no
sequences
rigs holding it up. It's all hand shot, so it's all movement.
There's certain moments in that movie where there's going to be like, again, shot from the point of view of that camera, but then it's moving a line, this and that. So the one like little warning that I think I've ever seen was motion sickness and vomiting and stuff and all that. And I was like, uh-oh, what am I in store for here? I was like, okay. But yeah, Cloverfield was okay.
Yeah.
You know, it was all right.
If you're able to do Cloverfield, you can watch a live action. I almost said Death Note for some reason. I'm so used to those words being together, unfortunately. Live action Attack on Titan. That's what I meant to say. Yeah.
Do you guys rewatch the episodes each week before the stream? Yeah. So what we do is the preparation to go ahead and just create. So I create a script for me, for Lex, if Zach were to ever, be a part of the podcast and stuff, I want to make sure there's a script for all of us that just has all the dialogue. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll rewatch the episode that, we're focusing on for that week. And we will literally like dissect the episode. We'll go ahead and freeze frame. We'll make sure to track all the dialogue, most of the dialogue. If the dialogue is very important, we're going to go ahead and obviously track all the dialogue. Make sure that in the script, it's kind of, again, just executing the episode, because don't want to do a quick little write out script where it's just, lines and all that. We want to be able to describe what's happening, because again, the point of us is breaking down these episodes is to kind of get the full effects of what's happening, the emotions being expressed, just certain maybe little subliminal foreshadowing moments that we of course want to talk about at the end of the episodes. So we go ahead and we essentially just dissect the episode, and then I don't know, do you go ahead and rewatch it before on
I get the really easy job where I'll just watch what we're covering like an hour before and I just get to watch it and just listen to their voices, and so that I know what we're reviewing and what I saw, and like remind myself, even though obviously we've seen Attack on Titan numerous times, it's just sometimes as many times you watch something, you might miss something, especially with Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I mean that's what's you really notice when kind of again dissecting the episodes is
because you're looking for stuff.
The amount of detail that really is in the episodes, in not just the episode, I'm sorry, but in like each frame.
Yeah.
How much again, just the attention to detail, and
even like the whole
crazy.
Like foreshadowing stuff. Like I didn't even like comprehend that like that much information was given in season 2 about like Marley and about like the whole like Ymir towards the ending when Ymir was talking about it, about how like people get pushed off a wall and then they turn into a Titan and and like oh, I should be thanking you for like when I ate whatever that day, and I was like, I can't even believe that they gave that much information in season 2.
Yeah,
that went just when I watched it the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Or even then when you come across quick little, it's obviously done on purpose, but like, say again, here we are, we're in season 3 and we're talking about episode 2, and there's going to be a moment where it's just going to go ahead and very quickly show us something that's going to be very important down the line. But it like, you see it in this moment, and the point of it is like, just to confuse you and be like, whoa,
no relation to anything.
And then to just make you have even more questions now. So like, okay, what was that all about? Right?
Like there's just so much going on, but it's not so much to the point where it's like, I can't follow any of this. It's that like, I want to follow this, but also we don't know what's going on here. We don't know what's going on here. Don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get an answer here, but it leads to more questions.
Yeah, yeah. There's always going to be questions. And that's my fear, is that when we get to the finality of AOT, and when it's all completed, that we're still going to have a ton of questions.
Oh, yeah. Probably. It's going to be an up for interpretation ending.
Yeah. But all right. But SP, thank you so much for the question. That's cool. We were able to kind of talk about a little bit of a behind the scenes stuff. Stuff that we don't even really ever get into discussion about.
It's all fake, guys.
Yeah.
Everything is fake.
Yeah. But all right. So do you want to go ahead and just get into? I'll let you decide which one you want to discuss first. But the Q&A or the poll?
Let's go ahead and let's do the Q&A first, actually. Yeah.
Cool.
Let's do that first. So we asked you guys. We've awaited the arrival of Kenny the Ripper, and he makes quite the intro.
Yep. What's
your top 3 AOT character entrances into the anime?
Okay.
This is a good question.
Okay, because I feel like there are some really good ones. I'm so interested to see what some of you said.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have a couple responses too. Thank you guys.
Okay.
So firstly, we have friend of the show who's actually with us right now, SB.
SB.
Thank you, SB.
Let's see what SB has to say.
SB says number 1, Levi. Number 2, Kenny, and number 3, Beast Titan.
Oh.
Beast Titan's a good one.
Yeah.
Because that's not one that you would maybe think initially.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, that Beast Titan jungle boogie.
Yeah. That stupid little freaking walk with the gut and everything.
With his ab gut.
Ab gut. Yeah.
So thank you, SB. That's a
okay. So hold on. Remind me again. Okay. So Levi's entrance into the anime again. It involves him killing a Titan, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's when he first kills a Titan, and it's like the introduction to like understanding he's a neat freak. He like wipes off his blades and everything.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's his introduction.
Okay.
Like it's just
I couldn't exactly remember in my mind how it plays out, but I know that it was essentially him just
being
like
skillful.
easily killing a Titan.
Yeah.
And then now that you mention, he's kind of just like, he's
standing on top of it and he's wiping off the blades.
Yeah.
Saying disgusting.
Yeah.
And like a little bit after that, he like has to mourn over one of his squad members dying.
Yeah. But
even though like did he hear anything that I said?
But like you go ahead and you see it and you already know instantly like, okay, this guy's a badass.
Yeah, this guy is skilled. And then Kenny, we just
saw.
We kind of just saw that.
Yeah.
And then the Beast Titan with his ab gut, pretty strong entrance.
Those are all really, really good ones.
Yeah, solid list, SB. Next up, we have Eddie Hinston, also a friend who's with us. All right,
what does Eddie have to say?
Eddie says, the way the Beast Titan strikes fear, not just on Mike, but the audience as well, as we've never heard Titan speak before, and Levi's entrance immediately establishes that he's humanity's strongest soldier.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So in agreement too with SB, we got the Beast Titan and we got Levi's introduction, and cool. Yeah. So Eddie does. He also is explaining to us as well why how epic those introductions are.
Yeah. Very skillful. Yeah.
And I completely agree when it comes to the Beast Titan.
Oh.
You instantly you feel the presence of this Beast Titan because it takes out literally the guy who was only second to Captain Levi. And he literally strikes fear in the heart of that dude.
Yeah.
Literally frozen in fear.
Second to,
and he's just like, he has to kind of essentially, last ditch effort to remind himself, look, you have to fight no matter what, And
we had never seen him at least, we never saw much of Mike, but when we did see him, we had never seen him emotional in any way.
Yeah, any emotion.
He was so composed.
Yeah.
Such a on the dot soldier. Yeah.
Yeah. SB saying, I love that they thought Levi was Mikasa until he turned around.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, oh, so skilled. Look at this black-haired person. And I was like, oh, that is not Mikasa.
Not Mikasa. It's Captain Levi.
Both very skillful, though.
But also the deception too, because can you imagine actually seeing that, a person go out there and just easily it is for that person to go ahead and take out a Titan, and you see this smaller framed individual, right? And you're like, wait, that's Captain Levi?
Yeah.
That's him?
That?
My gosh, he's, I thought he'd be taller.
Yeah. Thought he'd be.
But nope, he's a little runt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna hear that a bit today.
Yeah.
Have you heard? I'm pretty sure we talked about this before. I don't know if you've talked about this on the podcast before, but the whole theory that Levi is short because he grew up so malnourished.
I have heard that before.
He wasn't able to he didn't get enough nutrition to grow big and tall. All your parents tell you, eat your veggies or grow up big and tall, drink your milk. have strong bones.
Yeah.
He didn't have much and kind of lived underground, didn't really get any vitamin D or anything. So apparently, allegedly, that's why
he's so little.
Yeah, that's why he's so small.
He's malnourished.
He wasn't able to grow big and tall. So guys, eat your veggies.
Yeah.
Unless you want to end up like Levi, don't eat them. I'm never touching veggies.
I think
never
Levi's,
seeing sunlight. I want to be like Levi.
He's doing well for himself. Yeah, for sure.
I meant his height, not his skill.
His frame.
Yeah, his framing. But thank you, Eddie.
Yeah, thank you so much, Eddie, for that. Again, I mean, I like it. SB and Eddie are both saying, you know, the same answers essentially.
Yeah,
except SB had Kenny,
which are they're both very valid answers.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we have B Dennis 7.
Friend of the show,
hey,
B Dennis.
So he goes from third to his first pick.
Okay.
So third is Captain Levi's first appearance / Titan ass whooping.
yeah, we talked about it.
Which is
Yeah.
And then second is the initial attack of the female Titan. That one's a good one. That's very surprising.
So essentially, the female Titan's introduction into the story and really seeing how fierce of a Titan this
just completely
that female Titan is.
Like no remorse.
Yeah, we've talked about how, again, the lack of remorse for literally human life, right?
Like just life in general.
I've been on record to say that the female Titan literally holds the most gruesome Attack on Titan death in all of the anime, and that is that poor fool who's on a freaking a wire being
that's
just
on his ODM gear
to a point where literally this dude is being folded backwards. Yeah.
That one was definitely a surprise. Definitely fits his category.
Yeah.
And then his first pick is Titan Eren's first kill saving Mikasa. That one's also a really good one too.
Okay.
Again, we don't know that it's Eren, but still, we're like, oh, this Titan is fighting, and it's so early on in the anime.
Okay,
it's so
the
surprising.
introduction to Eren's Titan. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember what moment did he go and save her, but that's right.
It's like the very first.
I feel like it was so like long ago.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was so. That's what I was saying. It was so early on that it is such a surprise that it's like.
But that is
we have never seen Titans fighting another Titan before. Yeah. This is insane. What is going on?
Yeah. CSB also agrees female Titan is a great answer. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that one's really good too.
Talk about, I know that also same thing with SB and with Eddie both mentioning the Beast Titan, and Eddie also getting into more detail saying that how it just strikes fear in the viewers, as they watch, the events unfold.
In the audience,
It's the same thing with the female Titan, I like how they go ahead and they really show how fierce these Titans are, and so strong, and
again, the female Titan looked like she was unbeatable.
Yeah.
It looked like, oh, maybe not even Captain Levi can beat her, because such great awareness, so skillful, so fast, so strong. That was, dang, the arc was crazy. And we don't even realize or appreciate how insane these arcs are, because we just keep getting more insane and bigger arcs and more lives being taken just as it goes on, just
and
bigger
the deaths
and
are getting, I feel like, just even more gruesome, or at least maybe not in terms of gruesome, because obviously Titans killing people is that's gruesome, but I feel like now that we're getting
more because the further it goes on, the more you get to know these characters, the longer you know them, so the deaths hit harder.
Well, even for characters you don't even know, we're gonna come across a few characters literally just for the lack of remorse for human life, they literally just get shot in the head.
Yeah.
But it's because we're gonna talk about it. Is now it's human versus human.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's so.
It just feels so
intense,
much more emotional.
Yeah.
It feels like such big impact. It's not like this monster killing things.
Yeah.
It's people killing people.
But yeah, some of these deaths, they're getting even crazier.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
You would think that you would get desensitized and
What's that line from the Joker? Is it just me, or are things just getting crazier out there?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah. Well, thank you guys all that answered.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, B. Dennis, Eddie, and SB. Really appreciate your guys' response. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, are there any other potential entrances here that we're missing? Some other
I feel like there's a good...
Because obviously right from the get-go, the first episode, I mean, you have the Colossal, right? And of course, and the Armored as well.
Yeah, and
both of them, they just, they're wreaking havoc right from the get-go. I mean, okay. But what about the Smiling Titan?
Yeah,
like that's another intense moment because, again, in the first episode, and we go ahead and... it's crazy. Oh gosh, SB, man, putting us on the spot here. SB's asking us, what are your top 3?
What are your top 3?
My goodness gracious, that is tricky.
That's tough because I mean, obviously the category, the question is, the question is...
Another good one too is Ymir's Jaw Titan too.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, hey, the question is surprise.
Yeah.
Like the biggest surprise entrance.
Yeah.
Because... I don't know if I would classify the Smiling Titan as a surprise entrance, unless we're talking about her second one, because the first one, it's not surprising that there's a Titan there. We do find out later, which is surprising that it is.
I get you there. Yeah.
Whatever her name is. What's her name? Dinah.
Yeah.
I was like, she ate Carla. What's her name?
Yeah. Dinah Fritz.
But gosh, and then the Jaw Titan is a surprise. But Ymir is not.
You wouldn't count that as a surprise, though?
Yeah, that's a surprise. Yeah, the reveal? Yeah, it's a big surprise. Yeah. I would... Okay, hold on. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put them in the third.
Captain Boggy! What's up, man?
Hey, what are we talking about?
Captain Boggy is asking us, what are we talking about? So, Lex, can you please go ahead and read the question again?
Yeah, we are discussing what our top 3 AOT character entrances are into anime.
Yeah. So we're talking about in Attack on Titan, the craziest introductions that these characters have made.
Entrances.
Some that we've mentioned so far are the Beast Titan, right? We've talked about Kenny Ackerman. We've talked about Levi, and again, just showing how how much of a badass he is. Right now, we're kind of thinking aloud because SB's asking us, what are our top 3? And that's so tricky.
Top 3?
Man, because there's so many good introductions into the story. Damn. And I mean, shoot. Can we consider that like an introduction when
his Titan
infiltrates Marley? Because we don't know right from the get-go that is Eren. Because time has passed. Aaron's got his,
you mean
got his long hair.
Not when he turned into a Titan.
When he goes and he reveals to Rhina. And he literally is like, guess what, bitch? Reverse card right now. Reverse Uno right now.
When he takes off
you screwed up my life, and I'm about to go ahead and make you feel every single bit of the emotion that I felt. I'm going to go ahead and make, every person's out there's life a living hell. Guess what? The ones that survive, they're going to go ahead and linger with the effects that I am placing right now.
Yes.
And guess what? A lot of people are going to die. You want to know why? Because when you showed up to my home, you killed a lot of my people.
Yeah.
So guess what?
Taste your
Reverse
medicine.
Uno, baby.
Well, the question is...
That's in my top, if we can allow that one.
The question is entrances.
What does chat say? Can we allow that? Can I allow that?
If you bend the rules, you could say that's Eren's entrance into season 4.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it does
like that,
say entrance into the anime.
Okay.
And that's not his entrance into the anime, though.
Help me out here, chat. What do you guys think? Do you guys think you're going to count that? We're going to count Eren's infiltration?
AOT character entrances into the anime.
All right. Captain Boggy, let us know, too. What are you thinking, man? You don't have to give us top 3.
Maybe I get to hear from you.
SB's allowing it. Okay, I got to vote there.
I feel like entrance can be a broad term, so let's say that.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like...
I think I have my top 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear it.
I've been thinking.
Okay.
But I'm...
Ooh, Captain Boggy's is the Warhammer. That's another good one.
The Warhammer's
but
a good one.
The introduction is good. The execution.
Yeah, the introduction to her is really good, but then when you actually fight...
I'll let you go ahead and say your top 3 real quick, but in terms of the Warhammer right now, it's so what Eddie mentioned in his answer is the Beast Titan, right? And he explained about how the Beast Titan strikes fear, not just in the character in Mike, right? When Mike is witnessing this character for really the first time, right? But us watching it, we know oh damn, this giant monkey is a force to be reckoned with, right? Yeah. I wish they did that with the Warhammer.
Yeah.
Because the Warhammer, there's so much potential, and I get it.
Yeah.
This is against Eren Yeager. Yeah, we get it. Eren is, also a badass in this point, and he just, again, talk about lack for, human life or for like life, and stuff. Because we see literally Eren takes a lot of lives, when he, decides to go ahead and reveal himself in Marley. But I just feel like we really missed out on a potential epic Warhammer, just the delivery of that character. But the introduction is awesome. So I do like that answer a lot.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm switching between second and third, two of mine. So number one on my list, I'm going to say is Annie's Titan.
Oh, the female Titan?
Yeah, the female Titan.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to say the female Titan is number one because it's so like immediately surprising, immediately daunting, immediately terrifying.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't she show up like literally like
she just sprints in?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like you see the lightning and like the everything, that when a Titan transforms, and then they're in the forest, and then you just see this like full on sprinting female Titan.
Well, the
right?
way that we first see her is they're in their sections,
You're right.
and they're on the open plains,
right?
and
we
see her from afar. She runs in, and it's these two saying, these two nameless scouts saying like, "Oh, another abnormal." Yeah. Let's go ahead and get ready to fire off another canister.
Yeah.
And before they even know it, she's already there and just like punch.
That's right. Yeah. And again, just really right from the get-go, just showing us how fierce and impactful this Titan is going to be. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of them. So you have two more?
My other two.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say the second one is Eren's Titan. When we get that initial big punch to defend Mikasa and everything, that one, which I've already talked about why that one's so cool, and it's so early on too, like the immediate surprise. And then my third one is the Beast Titan.
Okay, Beast Titan.
Yeah,
like it. All right. Well, Captain Boggy's explaining about his Warhammer answer, and Captain Boggy says that I think that it got underplayed because of how little screen time we had with the Warhammer. True. But when the Warhammer said, what's that next word, Lex?
And the Warhammer said, what?
But whatever the Warhammer said to Jaeger, that it gave Captain Boggy chills. Yeah. Again,
okay.
Seeing the Warhammer Titan for the first time, it's like literally, you're in awe almost because one, we're getting a new Titan, right? And this is something where obviously people go ahead and they see any sort of teaser trailers or any sort of stuff, whatever, before that season came out. We got a glimpse of that Titan. So we knew it was like, okay, we're going to get this new Titan. When is it going to happen? And then when it finally reveals, the Warhammer reveals itself, you're like, oh.
Yeah, very anticipated over seeing it through the...
Yeah. But
the trailers and everything.
Yeah, when the Warhammer does really say Eren Yeager's name, I remember it does stay in a very kind of like ominous, like
it's
almost like a zombie type way.
Like it sounds like there's multiple voices coming out. Yeah. Like it's really ominous.
Yeah.
It was a really cool intro. Really cool entrance. Just.
Whew. I like it.
Eren just unplugged her and won. So what are yours? What are your top three?
I know that I got SB's vote in allowing the Eren's entrance into Marley and, really just destroying everything there. So I like that entrance there. I got to throw in the Beast Titan as well. I mean, I think the Beast Titan right now is kind of just the majority answer here for, obvious reasons. Again, it's like the first time we see really this very different looking Titan, right? I mean, this Titan's got freaking fur and stuff, right? And you're like, okay. And then the fact that this is the first time we hear a Titan talk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who is this? Like, what is going on here, right? And not just that, but that poor freaking horse.
Yeah.
Like, the Beast Titan literally just, again, Titans are not supposed to hurt animals, but just like picks up the freaking horse and just flings it like it's the softball that he's so used to throwing.
Yeah, just chucks it at him.
I'm like, damn, dude, who is this person? And then the fact that this Titan can control other Titans, I'm like, okay, this changes the game. I'm like, oh my gosh. you know? And unfortunately, Mike really had no chance. And you guys know how much I wanted Mike to survive, but damn, he came across the Beast Titan. So I gotta throw Beast Titan in there. Damn, Female Titan's a good one too, though.
There's a lot of good ones.
There's a lot of good ones. Yeah. Also like Connie's introduction too no, Connie's introduction isn't as good as Sasha's. Sasha's got a better introduction.
Yeah, true.
So just like Sawdust literally like berating Connie and lifting him by his freaking like by his head.
His cue ball head.
And then just all of a sudden just like hearing like Kate Sawdust hears the chewing.
Right when I was chewing.
And just what? What are you eating? Right? And you're like, okay, what's going on here? And then
she tries to give him
and then she gives him half of the
what she believes is half.
That's a pretty cool entrance. Damn, there's just so many good ones. I have two. I can't name a third one because it's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna just flip flop between different characters. But Kenny Ackerman's a fun one too. That one's a fun one.
Yeah.
But
a brutal one, but fun.
Yeah. Poor Nifa.
Fun for a different reason.
All right. Well, cool. But yeah, thank you guys again so much for responding. Thank you for letting us know in chat as well. But we got a poll to go ahead and get results, right?
You still have the poll to cover.
So let's do it, Lex.
So we asked you guys on our Instagram at Attack the Talk Podcast. Go ahead and be on the lookout for more poll questions you guys can answer very easily. We asked what is your favorite AOT moment that we've discussed so far? Pretty loaded question because we're in season 3 and there's a lot of good AOT moments. So the options are damn you, you traitors. I think we all know what that one's referencing.
Yeah.
I said advance, goddammit. Obviously referencing Irvin. When Aaron unleashes the coordinate. And when Aaron carries the boulder.
Okay. So these are just moments again that we have discussed here in the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because again,
there's what we're up to now.
We talked about a few cool moments that are going to happen down the line. But alrighty. So let's find out what the results are.
All right. So in lowest to highest normal fashion, with 8% is Aaron carries the boulder.
Wow.
Okay.
Humanity's first victory?
I know.
Wow.
With 10%, Aaron unleashes the coordinate.
10%?
Yeah, only.
Ooh, okay.
And then with 35%, I said advance, goddammit, which means the number one at 48% is damn you, you traitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
makes sense because that one, again, it's just like, oh my gosh, like that scene watching it. And every time I watch it, I like the intensity, the tension, and just like the execution again of like just the dialogue and everything, and really like feeling the emotion, and like it really does like damn near bring like tears to my eyes.
Yeah,
because you really
get
feel
so
the
like
moment
hyped
and stuff,
and
you
so
know?
Emotional that you just like,
even the music too. The music's so good in that scene too.
The music is definitely what makes.
Oh man,
like is what like really makes you feel.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Oh man, yeah, that's good. Okay, so the last one we have is Aaron carrying the boulder, right? Okay, so again, that was a really cool moment because. Also, the music's really cool in that moment too. Yeah. Right.
It was like the second time he had ever used his Titan.
I want to ask you, what moment or what comes to your mind when you think about Aaron carrying that boulder?
I just think about.
Is there a certain frame or a certain moment?
Oh, I just think about the basic, just like. I think about first you see the boulder moving and you hear the footsteps, and then I think about when he's actually. Carrying it like the Atlas sculpture, just carrying it on his shoulder, walking forward. That's what I.
Okay, but when it shows Aaron with his fierce green eyes glowing, and he's got like almost like just the steam around him and stuff like that, and he's just like so much power, and he's just like literally like that visual. I'm like, oh my god, dude, that's Aaron.
Yeah, really intense.
Oh
especially because this is like the only second time he had ever used his Titan, and like it was like actually intentional. Like, I'm gonna try to do this. I don't really know what I'm doing. Or this would be the third time. Yeah, well, because the second time, I mean, he was like half Titan, but
also the fact that literally before the boulder, he tried like killing Mikasa.
Yeah, Yeah. You know, there's a little bit of little troubleshooting, you know, a little trial and error, but he got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one up is the when he unleashes the coordinate with 10%.
Okay. Well, Eddie also agrees. He says, yeah, Lex, that's a lot of symbolism. It's like Eren carrying humanity's hope with that boulder.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally, yeah. Like the Atlas sculpture, for sure.
Yeah.
Eddie also said he voted for, I said advance, goddammit.
Oh, okay. I said advance, goddammit.
Yeah, which is the second place one at 35%. Yeah. Which one did you vote for?
My vote's going to go to the top vote getter.
Damn you traders. Yeah.
Again, I just love that. I love that moment. I want to get into some spoilers.
Yeah.
One that I wanted to include, but obviously we haven't like covered it. But one of my other favorite moments is when Levi finally gets to that Beast Titan.
Mm-hmm. I already know what you're gonna say.
And when Levi slices up, when he slices up that Beast Titan.
Yeah, that one's so.
And
good.
the Beast Titan's literally like, "Is this Levi?" Right?
Yeah.
And he realizes, and guess what? When he realizes it, it's too late because that's when Levi just like. Yeah. You know, and he just literally exposes his
fully,
and he shoves his freaking blade into this dude's mouth.
Yeah. And that was even like, that wasn't even as gruesome as it is in the manga too. That was like censored.
Yeah. But the fact that Levi's literally spinning around this Beast Titan, just carving him up, man. I'm like,
when you see like the ground shot of his like chin him hitting the floor.
Yeah.
And yeah, just he made it look so easy, given he was fueled by rage and it took like so many people dying, but got it done.
Yeah. Well, Eddie's saying that moment that I said advanced goddammit moment is the moment where Irvin became Eddie's favorite character.
Yeah, Irvin is definitely he's like the commander.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of a commander, it's Irvin.
Really? It's not Pixis?
I mean, I feel like a close second would maybe be Hanji, but definitely Irvin. Irvin is so selfless, so humble, but so smart, strategic.
Who's selfless?
Composed. Irvin?
Irvin? Yeah. Selfless, yeah.
I think I voted for... I remember now. I voted for... Sorry, it's the concussion. I voted for... I said advance, goddammit. I'm right there with Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you love that moment.
Yeah, I really do. It's like
it's in my how much you love it.
It's in my watch later.
Yeah.
On YouTube, you know, just put it up there whenever I need to get hyped. Yeah, it's just the whole like selfless, like the commander. It's so good. I'm remembering it.
Also, the fact that like literally he sees his own soldiers stop and they turn and they want to go help him, and he knows I'm not the objective.
Yeah.
Like Eren is right in front of you.
Yeah.
Like go.
Yeah. Which again, like while he's like arm deep in a Titan, and oh my gosh, he's so cool.
There's a lot of cool characters.
Yeah, but overall, I think the voting. Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty accurate, huh?
Voting represented the opinions pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the percentage again that we got for the top vote getter?
The top one was
48. Damn you traders, 48%. Very cool. Close to the 50% mark. I figured it's probably going to be close to 50%. Yeah. I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that one's up there. That's like... And the music and everything, because it's like the first time that we hear the vocals of the song of Volgo Im Kafig.
Yeah.
If that's how you pronounce it. It's the first time you hear the vocals of it, so it makes it that much more intense, and you can feel all of Eren's like rage.
This is so good.
I can't wait to get to more. There's some cool scenes coming up, guys.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Lex, for giving us the results. Appreciate it. All right. Well, without further ado, is there anything else you want to talk about, Lex? Or you want to go and get into the story?
I think we can go ahead and just jump in now.
All right.
I'm excited to cover.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do this, guys. So, again, we're going to be covering part 1 of Season 3, Episode 2. The episode's name is Pain. Whose pain? We don't know. Is it going to be everybody's pain?
Pain.
Just Pain in general.
There's a character from Naruto whose name is Pain.
Pain. Well, maybe it's about him. Probably not. I think it's a good bet. It's not. Put my money on it. That's not.
Probably not.
But yeah. So, should we get into? Should we do recap or no? Because I know it kind of just jumps right into it.
Yeah, it kind of.
The only recap really is knowing that, again, the scouts can't do scout business anymore. So we know that our scouts, Levi and his squad, the Levi squad, they have to turn over Aaron and Historia, which obviously they're not going to do. So what do we do here? They're incognito and hiding over in Trust. They could do a better job of hiding. But they did hide Aaron, and they did hide Historia.
Yes.
We have some decoys. We have some characters in disguise. And unfortunately, Armin gets groped. Yeah. And it's very disgusting by some very pervy kidnapper. An amateur kidnapper.
Yeah.
And Mikasa makes quick work of him. And yeah, let's hear that recap of Kid. Yeah. I don't know if I can execute it right now, because if I were to say that line right at the beginning, then how am I going to do the voices for the rest of them?
Do the rest of them.
But even though that's how this episode starts, literally it's how this episode starts. But
let's save the voice.
But yeah, so we do get that. And again, let's literally the first word of the script here is we do get in the last week's episode. It ends with Captain Levi executing that iconic line of just screaming out Kenny's name. We talked about it. You know, we see Kenny Ackerman. We see his introduction and how talk about introducing a character and really getting a feel for how brutal this character is. I mean, he goes and he just like without hesitation, not one gun pointed, both of his freaking guns pointed right at Nifa and just like boom, you know, like literally. I mean, it looks like it just explodes her head.
Yeah, it looks like she just explodes.
Yeah, and then you know, Kenny's gang now is just surrounding Levi. But we do see over at this warehouse where they held and they kidnapped Armin as disguised as Historia. We see Jean, that horse face disguised as Aaron. And, you know, Mikasa gets the job done, saves them. We do see that Mr. Merchant Man, we say he's involved.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know how yet.
And Flagel.
Flagel's there.
He's thrown in there.
Yeah. But they're involved. But again, Historia, Mikasa took care of business in saving Historia.
Yes.
And saving Aaron. But the real Historia and the real Aaron are in danger because, well, Kenny's just after them.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and we'll get to that. But yeah, so that's pretty much the recap, the important stuff that kind of happened. And let's go and let's jump into the episode. But before we jump into the episode, there's one thing I have to do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Got to get into that mindset a little bit.
Okay.
All right. You ready,
AJ
Lex?
the Ripper.
AJ the Ripper?
Yeah, AJ the Ripper.
Yeah, the Ripped. It has a whole new meaning.
Yeah.
Let's do this. All right, guys, here we go. This will be our breakdown of Season 3, Episode 2, Pain. So as I mentioned again, guys, we begin this episode with the iconic Kenny line from Levi. And then we see Captain Levi launch his sword by throwing it directly at Kenny the Ripper's face. But just before the sword could fatally puncture Kenny's face, Kenny swipes the blade away with his mini thunder spears. Those two guns we talked about, right? Yeah. Obviously, they're meant for killing titans.
Yeah, they look very heavy duty.
Yeah, so he uses his guns to go ahead and just barely swipe that blade away, right? And but just before, or I should say, then Kenny then retaliates by pointing his gun at Levi, and then he now launches a powerful shot. But Levi, too, is able to narrowly avoid the fatal shot by throwing his black robe into the air, and then he dodges. With a very brief moment of time that Levi has, Levi looks around desperately for any way in which he can retreat. Then, we get a tease of a moment that us Attack on Titan fans, again, are just in awe of. It's a moment that is extremely difficult to animate, let alone just try to execute, as we talked about, execute in live action.
Yeah.
That moment is Levi escaping Kenny and his gang by using his ODM gear to retreat, avoid, escape, hide, and travel at such speeds that I'm sure that these animators spent countless hours just trying to execute the sequence just to damn near perfection.
Yeah.
It's just the chef kiss
for
moment.
Sure.
And then before we get that iconic scene, we go to a moment in a nearby location in Trost. We see the carriage driver that is trying to transport Aaron and Historia safely to, as we were explaining, they're transporting to Commander Pixis, right? Mm-hmm. But then that driver reacts to the nearby gunshots. And as the driver looks in the direction of the gunshots, to his surprise, he sees members of Kenny's gang heading towards him. Aaron, also aware of the gunshots, asks the driver, "Are we being attacked or what?" And then the driver tells Aaron to stay down as he prepares to speed up the carriage to outrun these bandits. But then, one of these bandits launches their ODM cable that connects with the protection that is like covering and hiding both Aaron and Historia. Mm-hmm. Right? And the bandit then pulls onto that cable, causing that protection, that covering, to rip and shred, now completely exposing Aaron and Historia. They're visible. We can see them now in broad daylight. And then
no more hiding.
Yeah, no more hiding at all. And then Aaron and Historia, they both look up, noticing the bandits. And then we see Aaron try to go in full defense mode as he reaches for the rifle that is there, right there beside him. And as Aaron picks up the rifle, we see Historia is shot with a dart, causing her to fall back and to knock her unconscious. Aaron notices Historia as he's now just focused and concerned about her. Aaron goes to check on Historia, but then he gets shot with the dart. Mm-hmm. The dart doesn't immediately put Aaron out, but as he reaches to just try to pull that dart out of his neck, the dart does its damage, as we see now Aaron is slowly going out. The driver notices that both Aaron and Historia are knocked out, unconscious. But before the driver can finish the sentence, Aaron, one of the gang members, shoots the driver in the head. The driver falls off the seat, and then we see that gang member quickly take control of the wagon now. The driver hears a nearby sound of an ODM wire and looks back to see that Captain Levi is nearby. As the wagon takes a sudden left turn, Levi is following the wagon. But as Levi takes that same quick left turn around the corner, we see that there are 3 members of Kenny's gang that are waiting for him right around that corner. Now all 3 aim their guns at Levi, and in unison they all shoot their weapons. But Levi, we all know, isn't going to die so easily. As Levi, he thinks extremely quick by launching his ODM wires to the ground, causing Levi to suddenly head towards the ground. And as Levi, right, maneuvers his ODM wires so that he can travel low to the ground throughout the village, Levi says to himself, "Shit, they predicted our every damn movement." And then we see Levi ODMing under wagons, literally just through alleyways, just all while evading every single shot directed at him.
Using his runtiness.
Yes. And then Levi then tosses a crate into the air at the following bandits just to buy himself some time. But then Levi notices a familiar shadow as he quickly turns around to see Kenny the Ripper with both guns already aimed directly at Levi. Kenny shoots both guns with his Kenny the Ripper smirk. But again, Levi just narrowly avoids death by making a sudden stop and change of direction and then fleeing into a dark, narrow alleyway. With the brief moment of safety that Levi has, he wonders to himself, of all people, why the hell would you work with the MPs? And then, as I talked about it, sometimes Attack on Titan will just very quickly show us something, right? And then we get like a whoa moment. Yeah. And we get a very quick like slideshow of important moments that happened during Levi's childhood. Like, so what the hell?
Just
like we literally see like the first 2 that come to mind right now, right? Well, obviously there's moments that we're gonna see later on in the story, but like the first two that come to my mind are just that sick-looking child.
Yeah.
You know, just
really
like
little,
in a
skinny,
fetal
tiny,
position, essentially.
Yeah.
But then there's also that visual of like a young Kenny, just kind of like beside a bed, standing up and just kind of looking over. And it's like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, like
right?
what is that?
And we know that these two characters have history, right? Because what's one thing that Kaven said, like an old acquaintance of yours or something,
like
right?
Old friend.
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, something like that. And
you could say that.
yeah. But yeah, so then we get that quick slideshow, right? And these are all, again, moments that we're going to witness happening further into Season 3. But Levi's brief moment of safety is gone, as members of Kenny's gang notice Levi, and they now begin shooting at Levi. And again, we see Levi doing everything he can to avoid the shots. We see him bouncing between the alleyway walls. He's just spinning, sliding, dodging, being as slippery as possible, avoiding each shot. However, we actually see that one of the shots grazes Levi's face just above the left eyebrow. And as Levi continues to narrowly avoid each shot, we see a determined Levi noticing something in front of him. And then we see Levi launch himself forward, crashing into this like saloon. As customers inside of this saloon, they all stop and stare at Levi. Excuse me, waiting. Levi waits for these bandits to enter. Ready?
Yes, as I'll ever be.
All right. It's Lexi's turn to narrate.
A customer can be heard saying as we get a look at the petrified bartender.
That's also you,
Is that
too.
also me?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. I'll redo it then. A customer can be heard saying as we get a look at a petrified bartender, "It's Levi of the Scouts." As Levi stands on top of the bar, the petrified bartender tells Levi,
"Make yourself at home, sir."
Just outside the saloon, we see Kenny land in front of the entrance door.
"Ready or not."
Levi, wiping the blood out of his left eye, tells himself,
"Shit. If this keeps up, I'll lose my team, Aaron, and Historia."
Then Levi stops to hear Kenny.
"It's the damnedest thing. I seem to be smelling a rat in this fine establishment. Come on out, little rodent."
And Kenny now enters the saloon in dramatic Kenny fashion, of course.
"The sheriff is here, and I aim to exterminate all the vermin I could find. Bang, bang!"
The saloon is dead silent with fear, as all eyes are on Kenny the Ripper. And Kenny continues.
"Oh, come on. You here or not?"
And Levi answers.
"Right here, Kenny. Been a while."
We see Levi hiding behind the bar.
"I really thought you'd be dead by now. What with all the MPs you were butchering. But now you're great friends, huh?"
Then Kenny explains to him.
"Yeah, well, adults do plenty of things kids like you can understand." "Oh, right. My mistake. You're supposed to be an adult now, but you're still such a runt, it's hard to tell." "Always hope that I might get to see you in action someday. I can't say I'm disappointed either. Seems you still remember every trick I taught you. But didn't I ever tell you what happens to a cornered rat?"
Levi hears Kenny replenishing his ammo.
"'Cause if I had, you'd know that wherever you run, you'll find a bullet waiting."
We then see that the saloon is surrounded by waiting members of Kenny's gang just outside of the saloon. And Kenny then grabs a chair.
"Hey, Levi."
Kenny then throws the chair behind the bar, causing the chair and bottles of alcohol to explode into the air.
"You must have become a scout for a reason, and I think I know what that is. We were forced to survive in that little hellhole, giving everything we had just to stay alive. So when we found out just how big the world really was, you can bet it hurt like hell."
Levi stares at the spilled alcohol on the floor.
"But you know what saved us?"
Kenny then picks up another chair.
"We found something we enjoyed doing. It's just that simple. Every man needs himself a hobby. Maybe the only source of fulfillment he'll ever find in this wretched world."
Levi, now staring at the bottles of wine in front of him, says,
"Oh, I see. Is that why you blew off my people's heads then? 'Cause it's fulfilling?"
We now see that Levi is actually staring at Kenny's reflection through these same bottles. And Kenny answers as he has his gun pointed to the back of the bar.
"Yup. To achieve my grand goal, I'll kill as many as get in my way. And you're no different. You kill too when it benefits you."
Kenny then raises the chair to throw, but then Levi answers.
"Yeah."
And then we see Levi point the bartender's emergency rifle at Kenny. Levi shoots the rifle and Kenny raises the chair in front of him to block that blow. And the bullet connects with the chair, causing the chair to explode. And the force of the explosion causes Kenny to fly backwards, crashing outside of the saloon. A member of Kenny's gang reacts by aggressively pointing their gun at the person crashing outside of the saloon. Another member warns,
"Wait, it's the captain!"
We see Kenny laying on his back as his hat lands on top of his face. Back inside the bar, Levi tells the bartender,
"Thanks for the help, old man."
Levi tosses the rifle into the scared bartender's arms as Levi attempts to make his escape. But we see something fly out of the bar window, and one of Kenny's bandits reacts, shooting blindly, causing smoke and dust to fill the air. The bandit stops, and as the dust clears, to his surprise, he notices that it's just a chair. Levi then uses this very brief moment of silence to jump out of the window, launch his ODM cable directly into the bandit's skull, and Levi now makes his escape while dragging this poor bastard's corpse. Two other bandits stop Levi on rooftop and start firing bullets at him. Levi and his ruthless quick thinking uses this body of the corpse as a human meat shield. As Levi uses this meat shield to absorb all the bullets, he charges towards the two bandits. Once Levi gets close, he throws the meat shield aside, uses his ODM gear to zip past the two bandits, slicing both of their throats as he does it.
Very cool. So now, somewhere in Trost, we see Sasha landing on a rooftop as she warns the others.
"I hear shooting! From there!"
Sasha points in the direction of the gunfire.
"I heard close to a dozen shots!"
We see Connie, Armin, Mikasa, and Jean all stare at that direction that Sasha is pointing. Jean asks the group, "Do you think that they ran into some trouble?" And then Mikasa answers,
"It seems likely."
Jean turns to look at Mikasa, noticing that she's not surprised by the gunfire. And Mikasa continues,
"The captain gave me a message. As of now, it's not just Titans. We're fighting humans too."
And then we see Jean, Armin, Connie, and Sasha all in shock after hearing this news. And then we see Mikasa immediately take off, heading towards the action. And as the others now quickly try to follow, we see that a nearby important figure, the commander of the MPs, Niles Dock, notices the ODM action happening nearby. Now Niles, he wonders to himself, are they running a training exercise? And then an MP officer approaches Niles to tell him,
"Commander, you're needed to check some papers."
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what the hell just happened.
That
right?
big ol'.
And also, hey, Kyron's joining us.
Hey,
First off,
Kyron.
We really hope that you're feeling better, man. Please tell us that you're feeling better. We know that you were able to go and pop in last week. We appreciate that. But hopefully you're feeling better, my friend. Also, too, oh, yeah. So, again, we're gonna talk about what happened here, right? But Eddie, I like when Eddie says, oh, my God, this scene. I think Eddie's talking about the scene of Levi, again, just being able to go ahead and just use his ODM gear to just, like, again, just perfection.
Be a genius. Be Levi.
Like, he's doing whatever he can to go ahead and just evade, like, the surrounding Kenny gang.
Yeah. Like, and literally, like, surrounded.
And there's a lot of them, right? There's a lot of them, but...
And they have guns.
Yeah, oh yeah. And are they using guns? No, they're just using regular, like...
Yeah, they have regular, like, rifle.
Yeah.
Or, like, regular
they're just using. They're not
flashy.
They're not guns meant to take out Titans.
Yeah, they're
like
not flashy
Kenny
like
has.
Kenny. Yeah, Kenny's got them flashy ones.
But yeah, so Eddie also said there's a great animated music video of that scene, Kenny Suicide Boys, on YouTube. So they recommend it. All right, so maybe we'll go ahead and we'll check that out. But yeah, Kyron's saying, sorry I'm late. A Titan broke into the city, into our city walls. But yeah, Kyron says, so it turns out I'm a Titan shifter. That's why I had a fever.
Yeah,
all right, bro. Hey, tell us.
because he was sick. Yeah.
What Titan did you end up getting? We'd love to hear it.
What's your Titan ability?
But I'm glad to hear
it's
that
all
you're
the
feeling
steam,
better.
you know, the steam just made you. Yeah, that's definitely what happened.
Yeah. So let us know what Titan you end up acquiring. But yeah. So let's the stupid cart Titan.
Cart Titan.
Damn.
Well,
it's more than what I got. Okay. Well, actually, what I want to do is, can we go ahead and give Lexi a quick little applause for her narrating skills?
Thanks.
Good job, Lex. Took the narrating.
You make it
duties
seem
for a
so
little bit.
easy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's kind of like, all right, narrating, it's just reading, but no, it's not just reading. It's about, all right, it's kind of, you gotta tell the story a little
all
bit.
the times that you've heard people like read aloud in class, clearly just reading isn't that easy.
Yeah. You see, we got some.
Thank you, SB. Thank you.
Yeah, Kenny is a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely.
But so is Levi, and Levi is taking out these members. You know, and again, he has to do very quick thinking. Right? Because he's got so many of these bandits that are just literally on his heels.
Just trying to kill him.
They're doing everything they can to go ahead and stop him, right? But literally it's to the point where like...
worrying about Astoria and Aaron.
Yeah. But Levi is literally using his ODM gear, right? As a weapon.
Yeah. Which is so smart on his behalf.
Yeah. Like he is launching his ODM cable directed at these bandits.
He's like scorpioning.
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
Scorpion,
Like
get over here.
some Mortal Kombat stuff, right? But
these bandits.
Again, he's doing everything he can just to survive, right? Obviously, he's concerned about his team because in here he talks about like he's wondering why the hell Kenny's working with these MPs.
Yeah.
Right. And also too, it's he is concerned about his team, right? He says something about like. I'm trying to see what exactly he said, but essentially he's like the thought of losing his team, right? And then losing Aaron and Historia.
Yeah.
Right? So, but yeah, he's got so much to go and worry about, let alone his own survival.
Yeah.
Okay?
Worry about his life and others. Like you're responsible for, not responsible, but I mean, you are humanity's strongest. So you kind of can't help but feel responsible for everyone's lives.
Yeah. And then we go ahead, as I mentioned at the start of this episode, right? We get that kind of like little old like Western type moment, almost like a little vibe, right? In a saloon in this bar. And
very Kenny the Ripper-esque.
Yeah. And then we go ahead and Levi's able to just take shelter. You drop your phone a lot. I didn't realize that.
I do drop my phone a lot. Because I keep it on my thigh and obviously it's not a flat surface. So
But yeah, so Levi sees that there is a saloon right in front of him in this narrow alleyway again, where he's literally bouncing off walls to do everything he can. He's like literally like going underneath these like almost like just random planks of wood or something, whatever he can, he's
anything.
He's going around freaking crates, he's throwing crates, whatever he can, and he sees this saloon right in front of him. He goes, he's able to crash into it. It's a moment where we see people literally just like enjoying like almost like it's like their lunch, right?
Yeah, they're
and then
just hanging out.
But one guy literally has his fork with like his meal, and he just stops. He's like,
like mid about to take another bite. And
then we see again that scared bartender. This old man, who's just like he's just trying to do his job, right?
I know. He looks so petrified.
And so Levi's there. He's taking shelter, but of course we go ahead and we get that again another cool little introduction of an entrance to Kenny. We obviously see that intense one that he gave us at the end of last week's episode, and that is him just literally destroying Nifa. And then now we get this moment where, pretty much it's like he's the big bad wolf. He's like, little pig, let me in.
Yeah.
Right? And he could literally like kicks the door down, jumps in there, and he just like has both his guns up in the air, right?
Yeah.
Just flamboyant. all just confident, egotistic,
so. Yeah,
right? And
very
also just
Negan-esque. You know, Jeffrey Dean Morgan
we talked about that too.
could really play this role real well. I'll stand by that.
Yeah, and you know, right now again, he's talking about that confidence, but also it's kind of like he's toying with Levi a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And like, or even that moment where there's just silence. He's like, "Oh, come on, you in here or not?"
I know. Like, come on, please play with me.
Yeah. But then they have their little dialogue, and then we get a moment where it's like, "Hey, they're not, well, at least in Kenny's terms here. Hey, you and I, we're not so different. Mm-hmm. Now I'm killing your team, right? But you kill when it benefits you too, Levi.
Yeah.
Right? And
don't be pointing the finger.
Again, we get Kenny alluding to the hellhole that they lived in, the stuff that they had to endure, and really just kind of, you know, had to just survive because, again, as Kenny mentioned, when they realized how big the world truly is, right, they had to adapt. And hey, right, Lex? Everybody needs a hobby, right?
Of course.
Yeah, some sense of fulfillment.
Yeah.
Right? And something that they're good at. And Levi's like, is that why you murdered my people?
Yeah, for fulfillment.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure thing. I'd do it again.
But then again, the quick thinking here where thankfully there is like an emergency rifle behind the bar, right? And Levi being able to go ahead and at least see where Kenny is by using the reflection off of the bottles of wine that is over there stacked over on the you know, it's there behind
the back shelf, you know, where they are at bars and saloons, you know. And
then he goes out there and he freaking like perfectly aims a rifle shot over at Kenny. And again, you know, they're both ackermen, so they have very quick thinking and stuff. They know how to survive, right? So Kenny's able to go ahead and block it with that chair. But guess what? Kenny goes and he falls back out of the saloon, and then here comes the.
I know, just yeah.
And then he's
right on his face. Perfect.
Kenny's gonna be out for a little bit. But now we get to, again, we talked about how some of these deaths that we see are brutal, right? So Levi knows he's surrounded. So what does he do? He throws a chair outside of the window.
Because
right?
Full survival mode.
And one poor bastard goes out there and just starts, you know, panicking and starts, you know, go out there and shooting this chair, not knowing it's a chair.
Yeah.
When the smoke clears, he sees that it's a chair. And what does Levi do? Levi literally sends, again, I was just talking about using his ODM wire as a weapon. He launches that thing that literally connects with this dude's like chest.
Yeah.
Right? Or not even his chest, right? Is it his chest or is his freaking face?
It's like I thought it was like his throat, but. Yeah.
So anyways, he goes out there and he launches it, right? And then he goes and Levi, like, essentially.
He got him in the nape.
Yeah, he essentially kills the guy, right? Because we see the next scene is Levi literally traveling on his ODM wire while this dude's body is still being dragged.
Yeah,
right?
No, dude is dead.
So the guy's dead.
And using it as a meat shield.
And you know what I say? If he wasn't dead, guess what? When Levi comes across two other people in his way and they're shooting at him, he uses that poor bastard as a meat shield.
He's definitely dead.
Yeah, so he's definitely dead.
I would hope so after that.
Yeah,
after that, I don't think anyone would want to survive that.
Yeah, but then somehow Levi is able to go ahead and escape, right? Meanwhile, again, just that amazing kind of like awareness and like that almost like tracking skills that Sasha has, you know?
Yeah,
she's able to notice and hear and know that the gunfire is happening. And then we go ahead and we get that message that was mentioned but wasn't.
It was alluded to last.
It wasn't explained to us last week.
It was just he left me a message and then would always cut off.
Always cut to a different moment, yeah.
Yeah.
But what is that message, Lex?
That it's not Titans versus Titans. That it's not humans versus Titans anymore. Now we're battling humans.
Yep.
And they did not seem too pleased by that message, but
no. And we see
we're in a predicament.
And we're going to talk about it as we go ahead and continue on this episode, but we see that Jean's feeling a type of way. Right? Well, obviously, they're all in shock. They're all in shock. But one character that isn't in shock is Mikasa. As Mikasa, again, we see she's focused, she's ready, and she literally is like, there's no time to be in shock. Because one, she knows that if there's gunfire happening over in that side of town, guess what? Her man's probably involved, and she's got to get to her man.
Protecting Aaron.
And yeah, so and we see that Eren and Historia, they got darts in the neck, and they're out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Karen, little do they know it's always been human versus human.
No, really,
pretty much.
It really
That's
has.
real talk right there. Yeah.
It really has.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because we even got like the unfortunate truth, at least at this point, it's a theory, right? That these Titans that they've been killing are really humans.
People, yeah.
And yeah. So
Ooh.
it's just a lot. I feel like a lot that's kind of like these characters are realizing. And then one thing you've mentioned is like these are happening, at least as viewers, in like episode chronological order, where in reality it's like obviously we know that this isn't real, but like in terms of like what these characters are experiencing, we know these are probably like maybe hours, maybe like if anything like days, right?
Yeah.
But they're getting significant intel here, right? Where it's happening literally days. So it seems like with each day, there's new details, new stuff that they have to really worry about, and it can all be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But we're gonna find out very quickly that
Especially
there's no time to stop. There's no time to think. There's no time to hesitate. But yeah, so we see Mikasa and the others. They go ahead and they make their way. Right. But we also see as we get to that last little point there where the commander of the military police, Niles Dock, is seeing some action happening. At least he's maybe hearing he's seeing some ODM action. And, hey, he might be onto something as somebody, what does it say? The last little part here is that one of the MPs says, it needs to check some papers. Or maybe it's just, do some office work.
Yeah, never really talked about the whole, like, documentation stuff. You know?
So let's go ahead and let's continue on with this episode. So now we return to find Kenny, who's still lying on the floor with his hat covering his face. And we see a shadow approaching him as we hear Kaven asking,
Captain, you finally bit the dust or what?
Kenny removes the hat off his face and answers, what? He goes, what a dumb question. How would I answer it if I was dead, Kaven? Kenny gets back to his feet as he chuckles. Brat got me good. I forgot that. Sorry. He goes, Brat got me good. I forgot that bar owners are allowed to keep guns to protect themselves. Looks like the run grew more than I figured. And then Kaven responds sarcastically.
That's lovely, sir.
And then Kenny tells Kaven, like hell, the boy's a thorn in my ass. My dream's slipping further and further away. And we return to see the Levi squad traveling through Trost on ODM. Very cautiously, they're keeping their eyes and ears open. But then Connie, he notices a wagon nearby. And then upon further inspection, Connie sees Eren and Historia both asleep in this wagon. Now Connie alerts the others that he sees Eren and Historia. Then Armin notices Captain Levi following and chasing that wagon. And now we focus on Captain Levi, as we see, of course, another bandit is trying to go in for the kill. But then John, watching, he asks, what the hell is that? And then we focus on Captain Levi again as he dodges the bandit's shot, launches his ODM cable into the bandit's chest. Now Levi, he whiplashes that bandit towards him, and then Levi finishes the job by slicing his blade through the bandit's body. And then we see Mikasa surprised, watching, but then we see Jean in absolute shock, just frozen, as he's caught off guard by the severity of the situation. And then Captain Levi, he now sees a squad nearby as he commands, follow the wagon! And then Levi now has a squad with him following the wagon with Eren and Historia, right? As Levi informs the group, listen up. These soldiers were trained to fight other people. They've already taken out three of ours. If you hesitate for so much as a second, you'll be dead. The moment you see an opening, go for the kill. Jean still appears to be at a loss, but we see a focused and ready Mikasa as she affirmatively responds.
Yes, sir.
And Levi, he now takes lead, try to take out the gunner in the wagon. And then Levi, he's able to pull the bandit out of the wagon by using his odium wire, but the bandit quickly recovers by using his odium gear. And then Levi now orders, Armin, secure the wagon with John. We'll keep you two covered. Armin responds, sir. But John, still thinking about what he had witnessed, he numbly says to himself, he killed him. And then Armin tries to get John to snap out of it as he tells John, come on. And then Armin heads towards the wagon. And Armin and John, we see them both land in the wagon, and the driver turns around to notice them both. But before the driver can think about doing anything, Mikasa covers Armin and John by kicking the driver in the face, causing that bandit to fall into the back of the wagon. Now, a blade gets pointed in the face of the bandit, and then that bandit looks up and notices a scared Jean, warning the bandit, don't move! But then the bandit notices the fear in Jean, and that bandit begins to stand back up onto their feet. But John just continues to fearfully warn, don't! Stop! The bandit then swipes John's blades away with their gun, causing John to fall back. Now the bandit has their gun pointed right at John's face. John stares at the barrel of the gun, defeated. Mikasa notices and tries to come to John's rescue, but it's too late. We hear a gunshot go off. We see blood splatter into the air. And now we see the blood covering the view of the camera. And we hear a body drop. To be continued.
Ooh.
Damn, John.
Attack on Titan has such a good way of cutting off, like, at the perfect, not letting you in on too much info.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah, John, we've talked about before how John has a hesitating problem.
Yeah.
However, Jean is a... Where the heck was I going with that?
I don't know. Did you say John's a pussy, or
I read Kyron's call an ambulance, but not for me.
Yeah.
I read that and I got distracted. Yeah. What I meant to say was that
his hesitation
John is hesitating for sure, which is like, you know, as viewers watching, like, dude, like, come on, like, you have to kill people now. But then in John's defense, like, putting yourself in his shoes, like, knowing that, like, you were fighting these monsters, dehumanizing them for so long,
which he didn't even want to do in the first place, right?
Yeah, he didn't even want to do it in the first. That's a good point. Yeah, and now suddenly it's like, just letting you know, you got to kill people now. 10 seconds later, all right, do it. Like, after witnessing that and everything, so in shock, like,
stuff really became real for him when he literally witnessed with his eyes Captain Levi killing one of those,
killing a person,
bandits, because back over at that warehouse where he was kidnapped, nobody died.
No.
Like, Mikasa was able to go ahead and take out, as Levi referred to them as the amateur kidnappers. And John and Armin, who obviously were in disguise, they both ran to these, pretty much disarmed kidnappers and tied them up. Didn't kill them. So now he goes and he sees Captain Levi killing, one of those bandits, right? And you talked about he's hesitating, but what is the one direction that Captain Levi really, like, tries to instill into their minds, right? Like, what does he tell them? He says, listen up, these soldiers were trained to fight other people.
Yeah.
They've already taken out 3 of ours. If you hesitate for a second, right? You'll be dead.
Yes.
The moment you see an opening, go for the kill.
Yes.
And
like, Captain Levi is telling you this.
Yeah.
Like, if he's telling you this, then these people are well trained, which, I mean, we can see that they are, like, just from the way that they've been fighting back against Levi.
Well, because another thing too that Kenny had mentioned, where he goes, like, pretty much like he's telling Levi, like, you still remember my moves that I taught you?
Yeah.
So we kind of get an idea, like the reason why Levi is as talented as he is because of Kenny.
He has that training, yeah.
And guess what?
From such a young age.
Kenny is the captain of all these bandits, which means that he more or less kind of trained these fools too.
Yeah. So they're going to be at least close to that same, you know, like strategy-wise skill level to Levi.
Yeah.
Given, you know, it's not all Kenny. You know, Levi's also got that. He's got that dog in him, but
Yeah.
But still.
But then we see that John is still thinking about Levi killing that person. As literally
like scarred.
The next command.
Scarred the poor kid.
The next command that, you know, Levi really tells Armin, but also he's like, look,
Jean.
Armin, you and Jean get to the wagon, right? Like pretty much me and Mikasa will go ahead and cover you.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know what the Taekwondo are doing, but
yeah, they're doing something. They're just following, making, you know, watching your back, I guess. Watching the back of people watching their back.
Yeah, definitely. But Armin hesitantly is just like, oh, yes, sir. But then what does John say? Like, he's still thinking about it. He killed him.
Yeah.
You know? He's not focused. You know, he's not prepared to do these difficult tasks. He's not prepared to murder, right?
Like not mentally prepared at least.
Yeah.
He's definitely like got the training physically prepared, but it's a whole nother thing psychologically.
And then we see here that, you know, it could cost him his life. I mean, it's too bad. So sad. You're lost, bro. Guess what? You hesitated. That's how the cookie crumbles.
Oh, well.
Shredded wheat. It's over.
Shredded wheat.
It's over, man. Sean's gone.
The suspense is true, SB.
Yeah.
Definitely suspenseful.
Yeah. And you mentioned Negan too, and for anybody that watched The Walking Dead, how this kind of ended is very much like the I forget what season it was, but when they introduced Negan and he has to pick and choose which one of the rich
eeny,
group
meeny,
members,
miny, mo circle
he goes, my mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are, and then you get that like POV shot. If anybody moves, right? And he goes, and next thing you know, you see just that boom. But guess what? It's like you get that point of view of you're that person,
and
then it's just the blood splatter. The camera starts getting really like disoriented, and then all of a sudden the blood starts covering the camera, and then as the camera kind of fades to black, you hear the body drop.
Yeah.
And R.I.P. Horseface. Yep.
R.I.P. Horseface. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, who's gonna go ahead and be disguised as Aaron now?
I don't have an Aaron disguise anymore.
Yeah. Can't be the horse face anymore.
I mean, it can't really be Connie either. His eyes are too big.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be Armin. He's too pretty.
Yeah, Armin's too pretty. Armin's better at disguising as Astoria.
Yeah.
Disguising as a woman. Sorry about that, Armin.
Yeah.
Sorry I had to endure that.
Oh, man. But...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we see that it looks like Kenny and Kaven have a little bit of a sarcastic kind of relationship, right?
Yeah, it seems like Kaven just kind of like is so done with his like just unnecessary remarks that she's just like, yeah. Just smile and nod.
Yeah.
Like, that's lovely, sir.
Lovely, sir.
Anyways.
It's lovely. Like hell.
Yeah, Eddie, you're right. Armin is as pretty as Astoria.
It's a thorn in my ass.
Yeah.
Man. But he does say my dream's slipping further and further away.
Oh, yeah, that too.
What is his dream?
Again, more getting alluded to stuff and not hearing about it.
You mean this guy has goals and aspirations?
I know.
This guy has a dream? He's not just killing for the fun of it?
For fulfillment.
Yeah. What is this guy up to?
For the vine, for the story.
Yeah.
Just for jokes.
We don't know.
But we will find out.
Oh, definitely.
Not this episode. Maybe not next episode. Maybe not the next one. Maybe not even the next one. But, we'll eventually.
All right, calm down, Mr. Krabs.
And the next day. And the next day. And the next day.
And the next. Yeah. Kaven. Kaven seems like she could be a pretty cool character, but again, just kind of like we talked about the Warhammer, we didn't really see a whole lot of Kaven.
Yeah.
Kaven's a very forgettable character.
Yeah.
Because like we literally like as we were getting closer to this arc, we even forgot her name.
Yeah. I'm like,
like,
who
what's
is
her
that?
name again?
His
Oh my
right-hand
god, it's
girl?
not, you know,
What's
whatever.
her name?
And then it's Kaven. We haven't really seen her in action either, right? She's it appears that she's kind of like that second in command, right? But we haven't really seen her in action. We haven't really seen too much of Kaven. You know, we've seen what a force this, Kenny's gang, what a force they are, right?
Yes,
Be reckoned
definitely.
with. We also see how flamboyant Kenny likes to be, right? He's a showman.
Yeah, very much
He likes to put on a show. Yeah, he really lives up to the name Kenny the Ripper. And
I think he likes it.
Especially when he's like
he likes that he's like an urban legend.
When he's in a bar full of people, of course I could see him really playing up to the legend, playing up to the character, right? But obviously they know who Levi is too. At least the bartender did.
Yeah.
Because other people in there too.
Other people, they're like, it's Captain Levi.
And can you imagine just enjoying your lunch? I mean, you're having lunch in a bar, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Right? Just trying to, just
trying to pass the time, yeah. And then you see, just the captain of the scouts come crashing in. Okay, it's kind of weird.
Hey.
All right. And then you see Kenny the Ripper.
Yeah. Like,
step into this bar. You got to be thinking to yourself like, oh crap.
Did I drink too much?
I chose the wrong time to come to this bar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, there weren't casualties though, thankfully.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Thankfully.
Can you imagine how bad it would have been if Levi would have grabbed one of these people?
I know.
As like a
I think he would have maybe drawn the
shield.
line there. He still thought about the safety of innocent lives, but not if you're if you're working in Kenny's gang, you kind of sign yourself up for death or for just evil. But yeah, no harm done other than maybe some soiled underwear and some insane minds.
Well, who's soiling their underwear? The people at the lunch?
Yeah. No, definitely the bartender.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
bartender was terrifying.
I think that one dude who freaking literally there's two people in Kenny's gang that were outside of that bar. Where one, it was like as soon as Kenny went flying out, and one of the members almost literally started
almost
just nervously and started shooting at. Oh, that guy would have been so screwed.
Yeah, that one would. Yeah.
I think there's a good chance he crapped himself.
It's the captain. Yeah, definitely.
But then also the poor dude who literally who became a meat shield.
Yeah,
I think that guy probably crapped himself too.
Hey, more meat to shield.
Yeah, I guess, right? Yeah, the guy's full of crap.
Full of crap.
Wow.
Ooh.
But
always ends so. Always cliffhangers. Always.
Yeah.
But beautifully animated episode.
It's hard.
We're entering my final thoughts now.
It's hard to, as we talk and try to explain the episodes, to really execute.
Yeah. Encompass the beauty that Wit had animated.
ODM sequences, because it's just, again, it's awesome. Like watching that as just a fan, you're like, oh my gosh, what the hell? Wow.
Like, dang.
And then you really see the glory that is Captain Levi. But then you realize, crap, those bandits are pretty damn good too. Yeah. There's some stuff happening at Trost. Imagine just being Trost is my home.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're like, what's going on in Ragako? Are these people? Are Titans people? What are we doing? What happened to Ymir?
Okay, let me ask you.
What's going on with Historia and her family?
Because I can't remember, but what does happen to Ymir?
She what after she chooses to go with them?
We know what happens, right? But how does she get there?
What do you mean?
Okay, because the last time we see her, she's with Rhina and with
she goes to help out
with Bertolt,
to go to try to save Rhina and Bertolt because I'm at the
But they made it back to the walls. Right?
Oh yeah, then they all made it back to the walls, and then we also got that look at Zeke outside of his Beast Titan.
Yeah, but is that the last time we see Ymir?
Yes.
Okay, so then, where is she during the time from when, they're trying to get like they're trying to get back to Marley, right? And okay, I like this. Okay,
yeah. Because wasn't there like a whole
yeah, that's true.
Theory.
We forget that Peak is there.
Yeah, isn't there a whole like
Kyrie, thank you.
He was there to yeah, he loves your beard.
Hell yeah, nice beard, man. Make me want to risk it all, bro. Why?
I might just noticing this. Yeah, he's had a beard the whole time.
Yeah.
But
it's getting thicker with the weeks that pass.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. Because wasn't there that whole like, Peak was there kind of like to
Peak's
oversee
be there. Yeah,
the whole
forget
because
that
she's able to be in her Titan form for the long like days at a time.
Yeah, my question is, how did they transport Ymir? Did they transport her before, or are they like holding her hostage somewhere?
Yeah,
until they're
that's
ready to go
question.
back, because we know that the next time we see Rhina and Bertold and Zeke, obviously they're waiting over in Shiganshina. We don't see anything of Ymir. So
true.
So I'm like,
maybe Peak took her. Maybe they held her. No, I don't think they held her captive. I think that they took her to Marley and then just like didn't tell her what's going on. I feel like maybe Peak just took her to Marley.
Yeah, she went to Marley because I know the next time we do see
they're trying to get that Titan to use.
Yeah, because she is like literally in some probably a dungeon, but she's literally like in those chains, and stuff, and she's like realized I screwed up.
Yeah. Like, I made the wrong choice. Like, yeah, you did. Oh well.
Yeah, that's why when you mention where's Ymir, I'm like, okay, but where is
she?
That's a great question.
Great question.
But thank you, SB. I forget that Peak.
Yeah, I did too.
There in Marley, she literally is like their scout. Like she's like the one who's trying to go ahead and be the eyes and report to Zeke. And Karen's saying that Ymir's in someone's stomach. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think they've already done the whole transition at this point?
Yeah, that'd be so sad.
Because Marley seems pretty real to say would probably want to get that.
Okay, but let me ask you though.
Especially thinking like, she's a traitor. She ate what's his name? Marcel.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a hers song name.
Marcel, that's what it is. Yeah. I kind of wanted to say Marlo for some reason. I'm like I know there's an L and it's
Marlo
M-A-R.
He's MP.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay, but here's now we're thinking aloud here. So if Peak takes Ymir to Marley so that Ymir can give up her powers, who's to stop the next person in line, which we know obviously is Porco? Who's to stop Peak coming back to Marley with Porco? Right?
That's
you would
true.
think that if the card's going to send Ymir to Marley so that she can give up the powers, why wouldn't Peak go back to Parody with Porco now? Right? Unless it's kind of like Porco needs to somehow go through some sort of like training, whatever and stuff, because. But this fool's been training though.
Yeah.
Right?
But not as the Jaw though.
Yeah, because he
hasn't been training with the Jaw.
Because when you do transform, there is a moment where it's like you do have to kind of like somehow get control, right? At least we see with Falco, right?
Yeah.
Like when that dude when he became his Titan. Right, his Jaw Titan. He just went on an absolute just like blind rage, right? Remember when he was when he transformed?
Marcel or Porco?
No, I'm talking about Falco.
Oh, Falco.
That's what I'm saying. When Falco first transformed into his Titan, so maybe it's kind of like, we can't bring you to this island yet, because once you transform, guess what? We don't know if you're gonna be on our team.
Yeah,
we don't know if you're gonna be on.
Go a little crazy.
That's
why I feel like he had to go through some more training. Like I feel like even Aaron had to, obviously he had no knowledge at all about Titan powers, Titan abilities, whatever. But I feel like there's still training involved with your Titan. Can't just you train as a human. Now you should automatically know how to use your Jaw and crawl around and be nimble. Right.
It should be as easy as that. Just say, guess what? You're a Titan now. But yeah, that's one thing that's also kind of been on my mind, when I think about the whole Ymir storyline and how things kind of play out, how things end. We know how they end. but it's like the in between stuff. Like okay,
like where was
she somehow makes it to Marley.
The transportation.
Does she like go there by herself? Does she like? And if she has to wait for Bertolt and Reina, well, guess what? Bertolt doesn't make the trip. But yeah, so yeah, SP saying, well, how did Zeke get to Parody? He must have come by ship. The ship probably took Ymir back and planned to come back with Galliard. Yeah. Well, Zeke had to have shown up over on, through the sea and stuff, right? And stuff. But we don't ever see a ship. Maybe the ship does transport back. But damn, that's a good point, SB. I like that. Because we never see a ship, but we also never see an interaction between Ymir and Zeke. Yeah,
we never see that.
So for all we know, maybe they did decide to go ahead and just take her back. I'm sure they conned her. Like, look, we're going to take you back to our hometown. I was going
to say, there's a whole nother
You'll be able to go ahead
of her not fighting, back on the way.
You'll get medical attention.
Ymir also seems like she would be the type of person in that situation to be like, I don't have a story anymore. There's no point in going back. I'll just accept my fate now.
It's kind of like where Historia's at right now, where she literally lost her will to fight. She has no more reason and stuff. So now she's just
I feel like Ymir could have entered that state for sure.
Yeah.
Like on the being brought back, just being like, guess I'll just go.
God, I hate if that is true. I hate that she just gave up like that.
Yeah.
Because I want to see so much more for her. I want to see her fulfill this, if you want to call it a life, like just with Historia. And that's why it bugs me so much that she decided to go ahead and choose Reina and Bertolt.
Because if Peak did take her back, then Ymir could have easily tried to fight Peak.
Yeah.
For sure.
What the hell's Peak gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, she doesn't even have the soldiers. Gotta marry her. Damn. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
She screwed up.
We do not know what's going on there. Maybe we'll get answers. Maybe we won't. Probably not.
There's no way. We would have gotten answers by now.
Yeah.
Because we're
but we can only
way past. We're way past the Ymir. The effect Historia has on people is hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how in the very beginning we just had suicidal Krista, and now we have numb Historia, and then we'll eventually get into her glow up, but. Yeah. Somewhere in this season.
Where some lucky farmer decides to go ahead and
oh yeah.
And
that too.
Plant the seed.
Yeah.
He gets to go ahead
hopefully consensual.
Yeah, hopefully.
Gosh, we still don't know anything about that either.
No, the only thing I do remember from that whole little moment, whatever, how it played out, is just like the farmer was somebody that I guess she kind of grew up knowing, but unfortunately this farmer, as a kid, would go ahead and bully her. But there's history there.
Okay. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, there's history there. I remember I saw something about it. But yeah, so this farmer is... but I mean, Krista is a farm girl. So maybe it's kind of like going back to your roots a little bit.
Yeah.
She goes back to her roots. She sees this farmer. There's a familiarity. She's like, oh, hey, I remember you. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, I remember you. I used to pick on you. So how you been? I've been good. Do you want to have a child?
Do you want to make a baby?
So I'm supposed to make a baby with somebody.
Yeah.
Hey,
your best pick is anyone.
And this guy's like, yeah, sure,
I guess.
Oh, by the way, I'm royalty. Oh,
definitely.
So I'll help you by giving you a child, but I don't know if I'm gonna be the father. I don't want it to involve with that crazy life.
Actually do stuff.
I want to just stay on my farm.
Yeah.
I don't want to involve myself with that political stuff, all that royalty.
Just hang out.
Hey, maybe I'll change my mind a little later on. Then watch that guy, the farmer, drink some wine, and now he's a Titan. Oh man, it's just like AOT is crazy. Well, we never seen the baby either. No, at this point, I think she's still pregnant.
She's
still
pregnant. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, my phone is dying.
Damn. I just realized Chiron's the cart titan.
Yeah. Chiron is the cart.
Does that mean that the previous cart titan owner never got eaten and just died off after 13 years? Because remember once
And then Chiron
once
just woke
they died
up.
off, it just will the Titan ability will randomly get like almost like it will randomly get placed into a person, right?
Yeah.
So when Chiron was feeling sick, what that was just like that transformation was beginning to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, is the rule that it's just like it's any person, or it has to? I thought it. Well, I could be wrong. I thought it just like had to be like a newborn or something, like born. And then just.
I want to think. I want to say it could be random person because.
Yeah, it's like an Avatar thing.
Because if it was like a newborn, then you're having this like baby becoming a Titan, and that doesn't make sense in my eyes. But also, this poor infant only has 13 years to live. I think it'd be better if it's kind of like, it's this ability just kind of, you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you're not worthy.
Chiron.
Chiron! Boom!
Yeah. You
imagine a baby Titan. Yeah.
It would probably look like that one during
the Beast Titan.
Yeah, during the Beast Titan arc. That had the big old nose and big old eyes.
Yeah, and then the one where he literally just picks it up and just squishes the Titan.
Yeah. I said stop.
No, really. Kind of like Venom for a second.
Yeah. Baby Titan would probably be the creepiest Titan.
Yeah, I would really not
even
like
creepier than the Rod Rice.
Crawling on all fours.
Even creepier than
no,
we have
yet.
not.
No, not yet. We're about to actually
Yeah.
after this.
After this, we're gonna go and watch it.
But not yet.
Hold on. So Chiron, just tell us right now: is this most recent episode of The Last of Us? Is it the finale? Because I don't know if it is or not.
Because it's. You said that it's been out like all day today, right?
Yeah. Can I say one thing?
It depends on what you're getting.
Okay, it depends.
And no, it's not.
Okay. It's not the finale. Okay,
I didn't think it was. I was
that's
like,
your
it's only
one
like the
thing
fifth
you can
episode.
say. Okay.
I know. Now you're silent for the rest of the podcast.
No. One thing. I would imagine this one thing isn't gonna spoil anything or ruin anything.
Because I'm the only one that's actually like played the game.
Yeah. SB and Eddie. Are you guys both watching The Last of Us as well? I'd like to know. Have you played the game? I know I personally never played the game. I know, Lexi, you were a big fan of the game. I know you watched the game and stuff.
Yeah.
And you go, no, it's just baby zombie. Oh, no. Aww. We're going to see a creepy little baby zombie. Damn. I'm going to do the Leo DiCaprio thing as soon as I see baby zombie and be
there
like,
it is.
Chiron said, there it is. Baby time made me think of child zombie.
Yeah, thinking about like these like monsters as babies.
Yeah.
And like young, like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
It's like the whole like, would you go back and kill baby Hitler before he became Hitler?
I mean, you have to.
Yeah, like, yeah.
It's
yeah, but people don't know why you're killing that baby. Like, yeah, well, they'll thank me later.
If you go ahead and you literally arrive to the past, I mean, you get to just dip after you do it, right?
Yeah, true. You could just dip.
Besides that, 10 out of 10 episode. Eddie's saying that he actually started the first episode, but fell asleep halfway.
Yeah.
I'll continue watching it, and I'll think about playing the game soon.
Yeah, because it's pretty somber at first, and then the music is so calming.
Yeah. As me says, I haven't started watching it. There's just too much to watch. I feel you there. There's times where like you go ahead and you feel like you're just like you're putting way too much on your plate, and that happens a lot with anime.
Yeah.
At least for me, it was like, okay, so like I mentioned, you asked how I've been doing. I said I watched the UFC fights yesterday. Well, Zach came over to go and watch the fights. Mm-hmm. And I've mentioned on the podcast before that Zach, like, oh my God, wanted me to watch One Piece. And he kept asking. He's like, dude, you'll love it. I'm telling you, you'll get addicted to it. I'm like, dude, it's just a commitment. Oh my gosh, I just can't. I can't. Right? And then I started watching it, and then I got addicted.
Yeah, and
then so now I'm at a point where I'm like I'm caught up on dub, right? I think I'm on like almost like 900 episodes, right? But and then so yesterday I go and I see Zach, and then what does Zach do? Zach's like, oh dude, you need to watch this. You need to watch this, and you need to watch this.
More.
You know, I'm telling you, just you watch this. I'm like, bro, I can't multitask.
So much to watch.
So I totally understand SB. It was like, I have to kind of focus at least on one thing, or maybe I can get away with watching a couple of different stuff. But yeah, so Chiron's talking about in terms of The Last of Us, so they did some stuff a little different from the game. And at one point, it goes quickly back to the game, if you get what I mean. Yeah, I think that's one thing that you had mentioned, Lex, is that one of the more recent episodes wasn't in the game at all.
Yeah, the most recent, that whole episode and everything, like it wasn't in the game, but it was alluded to in the game.
Yeah.
Like if you go and you search through letters and stuff, it's kind of alluded to, which I mean, I kind of like that that they're they're not taking things out of the game, they're adding things like more exposition, which I think is really cool. But also, like I mentioned when we were watching, I was like, there's so much more story to get through. I was like, how many seasons do they plan of doing this? Because I feel like the pacing is really slow.
We do know that a second season is being greenlit.
Yes.
So there's that.
I'm not surprised. Makes sense. I'm pretty happy about.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty good series. But yeah, it's just Zach was just trying to like, watch this anime, you know, and Zach has that kind of like, you know, energetic like nature to him. He's like, oh dude, watch this. And I'm like, no. But then, you know, we'll get into some One Piece talk and be like, oh, the most recent or whatever, or like, oh my god, this episode, and I'm not there yet. I'll be like,
yeah.
Don't.
No, please
don't say it.
Don't even say anything. And you felt like so badly.
He did the Kyrie and he goes, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. I don't want to hear it if it's One Piece. Also, again, One Piece live action. I don't know how I feel about it. But I did realize, or I did find out that the One Piece creator is heavily involved with this One Piece live action. So there is hope. Even though Luffy is wearing shoes.
That's the deal breaker.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? It's for safety reasons. I understand that. You know, they want to do their own stunt work. Okay, cool. We'll see. But live action anime, the track record isn't very good. I mean, hell, live action, any adaptation, video game, whatever. I mean, those are very hit or miss.
Especially when it's so big.
The Last of Us seems to have really breaking that mold. So it seems like they're doing things right. Which is why I've been saying HBO, if they got rights to live action AOT, I have confidence, right? I mean, Eddie has to be involved with the project.
Of course.
You know?
And we would love to be somewhat involved in any way. Yeah.
But if HBO is centered around it, then I have hope. But the fact that Netflix is in control of this live action One Piece really scares me.
Whenever Netflix has its hand on some kind of live action adaptation stuff, it's like, I don't know, man. I was trying to say Netflix and One Piece, so I was like, none.
You're going to say Nutflex?
I was going to say, yeah.
You're going to say Nutflex?
I was going to say like Nunflix.
Whenever Nutflex?
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. That. Yeah.
Kyron wants to know, what are we calling the core?
I still have no idea.
Kyron, have you come up with any ideas? SB, any ideas? Eddie, any ideas? What do you guys want to refer yourselves as?
Yeah.
The Elflix.
Except for Devilman Crybaby. They did a good job with Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah.
But you still need... You haven't...
A little too much for me. A little too philosophical.
Like the first 2 episodes.
A little too philosophical. As soon as I saw the orgy, I was like, okay.
Philosophical.
This is what we're talking about here.
He hasn't come up with any names.
Okay.
It has to come. It's just gonna end up happening. From then, you guys will still be dubbed Core 4.
The Core 4, the Attack the Talkers.
Yeah, Attack the Talkers.
Yeah.
Core 4.
Well, shout out Rihanna.
Yeah, you guys watched the Riri Bowl?
Shout out to Rihanna.
Rihanna. Yeah, the special guest was her baby.
She is. She's pregnant again, huh?
Yeah, pregnant again. Yeah. You know what? I don't blame ASAP.
No, not at all. After seeing her just glowing on stage, oh my gosh. Ay, ay, ay.
Anyways.
Nutflex.
Nutflex.
Oh, ay, ay, ay. Nutflex.
Yeah, go on. Just like full cartoon character. Yeah. Eyes bulging out, yeah.
I'm about to do the Kenny Ackerman. Woohoo! Yeah. ASAP. Lucky bastard. Yeah, dub there. Anyways, glad to hear that our friends are doing well. Glad to hear, Kyron, you're doing better and you acquired the cart Titan ability. That's amazing, even though it's probably not your preference at all. But hey, hope you use that power well. Damn, he doesn't even get like any of the soldiers to be there. You know, he doesn't get that weaponry and stuff. You know, you're just a weird, like, what they call, like, a quadriceps or whatever. Eddie, I am.
No, a quadriceps is the cart titan.
That's what I'm saying. They refer to the cart titan just as a quadriceps, right? So it's like before they actually become a cart, they're like, oh, it's just a quadriceps titan.
Quadriceps titan, I guess. No, do you think they transformed?
Huh?
I don't know.
What do you?
I don't know. Blame the concussion.
I have to say, are you okay? Quadruped.
Oh, quadruped. Yeah.
Quadruped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quadriceps is the muscle.
Oh, okay.
Quadruped.
The quadruped.
I should know that.
Okay, there you go.
I'm definitely
thank you so much for that.
It's getting too late.
The thing is, I don't even have an excuse. I can't say that I'm concussed. So
yeah,
just doesn't got any brains.
Just doesn't got, yeah.
But to answer your, or just you know, what am I trying to say here? Has it been too late for me too?
I think it's getting too late. Because we've been going on for 2 hours.
Go ahead. No, wait. What? Really?
Yeah.
Damn, time flies when you're having fun,
hours. Huh? Just talking about where is Ymir?
Where is she? Let's just go down that rabbit hole again.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
She's with Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
Yeah.
Damn, lucky.
Making the live action One Piece.
Wait, who's at Jeffrey Dean Morgan in live action One Piece?
He's Zoro.
What?
Yep.
He's Captain Buggy.
Yeah.
No, we have Captain Boggy. I don't know if Captain Boggy is still here with us, but Captain Boggy is Captain Buggy. Yeah. It's cool when we got our friends joining us. I love it. But yeah, guys, I know it's late for some people. Literally, it's like late for Kyron.
It's like midnight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Eddie said, I remember when Irvin pointed out that the quadruped titan was a titan with intelligence. Yeah. Yeah.
Quadruped.
Yeah, we realized that this titan is the one who's literally just like feeding information.
What?
See, Kyron said it's 11.
Oh, 11. Now we're off. My bad. My bad.
My bad. All right, guys. But yeah, I think it's time for us to kind of get to a close here. Yeah, he'll be well rested after this. I don't know.
Yeah, after finding out that you were a Titan.
Useless Titan.
Yeah, useless Titan.
Yeah. That probably is the most useless Titan, unfortunately. I mean, you can make of use.
She's like
Titan,
cargo.
But I mean,
she's good for carrying cargo and for being a lookout.
But that's weak.
Yeah.
Like,
but the Warhammer she's performed better than the Warhammer.
She has survived. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I guess to each your own. Just depends on who's in control, I guess.
Damn, dude, I hate to put this image in people's minds, but I'm sorry, bro. Kyron's this dude's stuck on all fours, man.
Yeah, dude. Useless Titan.
That was plot.
Yeah, that was plot. Yeah, she still survived. It's because she had plot armor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Crawling around. It's just more comfortable for me this way.
That poor goats are in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah. Why are you on the floor?
Why are you on the floor?
Good morning, Puck.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, Kyron is like, oh, hey. What's up, bro?
Hey, man.
Which that does have to suck, because the thing is, like, one thing with being the cart titan is that you can go ahead and be that titan in that titan form for literally like days.
Yeah.
Right?
And you get out of it and you're just...
Yeah, it's gotta... Imagine... Oh, can you imagine that feeling of like stretching back to like...
Oh my gosh, being able to...
Just to your legs and stuff.
But then you have to like relearn how to like walk on 2 feet.
You think?
Well, I mean, she was saying that's more comfortable for her to just crawl around.
It's the only good thing about that, probably.
Yeah, the stretch afterwards. It makes you appreciate being able to walk on 2 feet.
Yeah. Get that good stretch in. Yeah. I mean, that's... Cart Titan is probably, unfortunately, the worst Titan ability to acquire. But it's not the worst Titan we've seen. We've seen some bad Titans.
Yeah.
Damn, I mean, we've seen... I mean, we're going to see this Full Rod Rice turn into a pretty gnarly looking Titan.
Ugh.
Yeah. The worst. I'm trying to help you out here, bro.
I'm
just trying to say it's the worst, but yeah, you're probably right. It is the worst. Oh man. All right. It's been fun, guys. But we have episode of The Last of Us to watch. Yes. We got to see this this baby zombie. Medi says, but other Titans. I mean, has Aaron even gone to the restroom to get some air while he's destroying the world?
Yeah.
No.
No, they don't eat. They don't use the restroom. They don't sleep. They just...
Is it like kind of just being in this kind of like this cryo sleep or whatever and stuff? Or no, they're alert.
Yeah, they're definitely alert.
They're alert. Endured, survive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because I'm yawning.
Yeah, but are they gonna...
You see me how hard I'm scratching my ear?
Yeah.
I'm not even going in. I'm literally pressing the flap over, and I'm doing it because I don't want to actually scratch my ear.
Uh-huh.
But I'm like...
Yeah. Why were you doing that?
My ear is itchy. But I don't want to go inside my ear with my nail, so I press the flap over, and I...
Makes sense.
Do that. I use my ear to scratch my ear.
Says, no, Lex, the line from the game, silly.
Endure and survive.
Endure and survive.
I don't remember that.
You'll realize it.
I'm also concussed, so.
Yeah, you'll realize it.
Okay, we need to close.
You need to close so that you can actually watch the episode?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
My brain can only handle so much.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, but we really appreciate you guys sticking around with us and, again, just enjoying these streams live as we talk about some AOT. You guys really do, as we talked about it, man, you guys make this experience just so much fun. So thank you guys. Good night to you too, Kyron. I know it's very late.
Kyron. Yeah.
But yeah, we hope that you guys
Endure and survive, Kyron.
Have a good week. You know, we'll be back next week. We'll update you guys on the time and stuff like that. You guys know where to go ahead and find us. All the different platforms. Those are on our Instagram. Make sure you follow at Attack to Talk Podcast. Check out the link tree for all the different platforms. And we will update you guys on the time when we stream. We've been trying to be a little bit more consistent with that. So it seems like we're doing either 6 or 7.
Yeah, around that time. 6 or 7.
And yeah, so you guys, we talked about before in past episodes, you know, we got some merch options. Go check out Fandomion. Go check out AnimeCrunch. Lexi's got a 10% discount promo code for Fandomion.
Yes, for Fandomion.
That is Lex, Lex. That's a promo code. Use it. If you guys want to use it, awesome.
I also got an update from Fandomion. They just released some new long sleeves. So they have two new Death Note long sleeves that look pretty cool. Ooh. There's like a butterfly long sleeve, and then there's also a new One Piece long sleeve as well. So they're gonna continuously give me updates on merch that's dropping and everything, and they have a lot of merch dropping all the time. So, and things of all kinds of pop culture, I mean, you've heard us explain it all the time. More than just, I mean, they have plenty of anime, but there's more than just anime on there too, if that's not just what you're interested in. But they have plenty of anime to go through. So go ahead and use code LEX for 10% off of your
purchases.
Yeah, your entire purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you for the update, Lex.
Of course. Thank you, Fandomion.
Yeah. So shout out to our friends of the show. We appreciate you guys. You guys know we'll be back next week. Also keep an eye out for the polls that we put out. Shout out to you, Zach, for go ahead and publishing those polls on Instagram.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out to you, Nate, who I also saw. I saw Nate yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I saw Nate.
Thank you,
for
Nate.
everybody who remembers. We shout out Nate after every episode because Nate goes and takes the time to go ahead and edit the episodes, make sure that they're ready to go so we can go ahead and publish them. Yeah. NatePlaysBad. Go follow him over on Twitch, and he's on YouTube as well. But I saw Nate. Yeah, I saw Nate yesterday. It was really cool. He lives in Texas, so he was in town here over in California. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And yeah, watched the fights with us too. Really cool to see him. So a huge shout out to you, Nate. Again, for just helping out with the podcast. Really appreciate you, my friend. And hopefully I get to see you soon. And yeah. So we talked about the merch. We talked about Nate and all that, and yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you. We already gave you that huge thank you speech at the beginning.
Officially signing off. I want to say thank you again.
Yeah.
Because you guys know I love you guys. Hopefully we'll see you guys all next week. Hope that you guys have a great week of just fun, productive goodness. Just try to be just positive people. Yeah, do what makes you happy, you know. Like Kenny says, everybody needs a hobby. And,
hopefully yours isn't similar to Kenny's hobby, but
thank you so much.
You know.
That's right. It'll be Valentine's Day this week.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that. But yeah, hopefully everybody has a happy Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for that, Eddie, for the reminder. These days are all just blending together, you know?
I know. It feels so... I had no idea that the Super Bowl was even today.
You're telling me.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, craziness there. But
tomorrow's Monday? Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
We got to just go ahead and get over the Monday.
I have an excuse.
But then,
I'm going to use the excuse till I die.
I was gonna say, it seems like you're having an excuse. You're talking about the concussion, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it feels like you've been having that excuse so way too frequent.
Yeah.
I think we all want you to stop having that excuse.
I know, for sure. I do too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to talk to a neurologist soon, so make sure I'm not just mush up there.
Yeah. Well, as long as you can do the episodes. That's all I care about. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I can do, yeah.
No, but yeah, so Lexi, you'll be good. Just stay away from concussions. Yeah, SP, can't wait for next week for you guys to go and continue to join us. Keep spreading that love and positivity, guys. Attack Talk loves you. We'll see you guys next week. And this is AJ signing off, saying goodbye, fam.
Bye. Be safe. Have a happy Valentine's Day.